what we're going to do here is we're going to take a look at trines. And a trine is 120 degrees away from point A to point B, or 1 point to 1 point, a house cusp line to a planet to planet, a luminary to a luminary, 120 degrees away. Now, one of the things we're going to go over is a shortcut, a quick way to recognize a trine, and then we'll do the long version, which is the degrees, and then some of the more trickier stuff, which is what is an out of sign trine. Okay, so some of these things might be just common sense for some of you, and for some of you they may be like, okay, this is a great little, I need this. I got a kitty cat just nudged me. Hold on. Did you just nudge me? I felt that. That's Taffy coming to give me a nudge. She hears me. I don't know how she hears and knows that as soon as I start a video, she's like, I'm there. Are you coming up, or are you just trying to get my attention? You coming up here? Yeah. Come on. Over here. I got your little... Come on, I got your towel over here. Come on. You got to kind of corral and redirect her. All right, well, I'm going to begin working because she's just brushing her little whiskers on every damn thing she can. All right. So I do need my elbow there because I gotta work this thing. She has her butt nested, sitting right between like the V and the arm with the, yeah. She likes to just be right there. You go. Okay, sit nice. Okay, so quick way to recognize a trine. Let's say that this is your chart and you're like, I got something. I don't know what it is, but I got it over here in Libra. This is Sirius, by the way, right? Sirius in Libra at 15 degrees. All right. Which means Libran energy, we're going to look at the type of energy that it is first off, because we're looking for trines. So whenever you're looking for a trine to something, it's going to be, this is one of the shortcuts, it's going to be like element. I was about to say energy, like element. So when I mean element, let me see if I can flip on this other chart real quick for you. And let's see if I got that one up there. I do. All right, so let's expand and go down to here. You see this, where the elements are? Oh. In astrology, these are the elements. Oh, we got a cat knocking against the thing. Taffy, serious? It's like, if it's not recording time, then it's the equipment. You get the time, you get the space, so you go and use the equipment. Shit's not working. Platform's not working. And then I get it all working finally. And this one is just like, I'm here. I know you're here, baby girl. I'm here too. Elements. You see that? So the sign of Libra is air, right? So when you want to find trines, a quick way for trine energy to recognize them is to look at the elements, right? And the elements are water, air, earth, and fire. Okay. So we know Libra is air in your head, right? You know what else is air, right? Right before Libra, the air sign was Gemini, right? If we're going in order, it would go Gemini, Libra, and then Aquarius. There's only 3. There's only going to be 3 fire signs, 3 earth signs, 3 air signs, and 3 water signs. Okay. So because we started with Libra, and we're going to go back to that now. Okay. So now that you can see this, and that's what I was talking about the elements. So getting back to this chart. Yes, Taff. Yes, baby girl. I know. I got you. So air, we're going to go and look real quickly because we're a shortcut is finding the 3 air signs, right? Finding the 3 air signs. So if I look over here, I can mark them off of my chart, right? There's Aquarius for the air, and then there's Gemini for air in this chart, right? So when I see this, I'm like, okay, I see the 3 air signs. Now to see if we have a trine, we're going to be looking Where are you going, baby? Come on back over where the hand is. That's the hand that's going to rub you, not this one. This one's got to work. We're going to be looking for the 15 degrees. So we're going to look for 15 degrees in Aquarius and 15 degrees in Gemini. I'm sorry. For some reason, my brain is a little weird. I've got the nodes doing their thing with my mind. And so what do we have? Well, if we go to Gemini first, right? Let's look. Look at Gemini. We see we got something at 1556, 16 degrees. And is that okay? Yeah, it is. When you want to look for something that's matching, you can do like a 2-degree orb before or after. Some people will say a 7-degree orb, meaning 7 degrees before or after the degree that I'm looking for. But for the sake of this video and to keep it simplistic, we're going to use a 2-degree orb, which would mean 13 to 17 degrees. Okay, we're going to say 13 to 17 degrees of air signs. All right, fair enough. So we got the first one marked. Let's draw a line. Let's connect him. There's that line. Now we got to go over to Aquarius. So let's go take a peek at Hey, sister, what's going on? You are in a crazy mode right now. She is just licking my hand like there's no tomorrow, because she's trying to activate me to rub under her little chin. All right. So we see right there, what do we got? We got something at 17, right? 17 going on 18, 1753, but that's okay. It's close enough to demonstrate a trine energy. And so this was our way of finding that. You see that? That's a quick way, believe it or not. The slow ass way. And when I say slow ass, I don't mean to say it in a way like don't do it, because it is important. And we're going to get into why it's important to understand the degrees, because there will be times when you can still have a trine, but it won't be in the same element. It's going to break the first rule. It's called an out of sign trine. How can that be? Well, think about it. If we go by the degrees, right, from planet to planet or planet to house cusp line, 120 degrees, right? 120. Well, let's pretend for a moment. Let me see if I have it on this chart. 29. How about we do this? Let's pick our Humea down here, just because at the top of my head, I don't see anything, and there might even be something, but I'm not seeing it. But let's just pick Humea. We're going to stick with this air sign. And this is Humea right here. She's at 29 degrees. See Humea there? Yeah. That's Humea. Okay. 29 degrees in air. So based on the rule we just gave, we can go look at the 29 degrees in the other two air signs. All right. And we're looking. We don't see anything. The last thing we see in this chart in Aquarius is at 17. Right? We don't see anything else. I'm going to move this line. Actually, I'm going to leave this line really quickly here, and I'm going to draw something here. I'm going to draw something in. I'm going to draw something in at 0 degrees in Pisces. Even though we have vertex there at 4, I'm going to draw something right here at 0 degrees in Pisces. Okay. And then we're going to look at the air over there, because we can't draw a line right there because we don't see anything. So we're coming back over here, and we're going to look for 29 degrees in air over here. Do we see anything? No, we don't see anything over here at 29 degrees. You see that? So there's absolutely nothing. So we don't have anything trining Humea. Is that true? Is that true? What if we have to go by degrees, which is what we have to do? We next have to go by degrees. So going by degrees, 120 degrees away, which is 5 signs over, starting with the sign that we're talking about, which would be number 1. That's Libra. Okay. This is also another way to count trines out. 5 signs away. So the sign that you're in. Yeah. Technology. It's just with me. 5 signs away. And you have to count the sign that you're in. Okay. So let me change the color out real quick and we'll do that. So I'm going to start in Libra. And I'm going to go to Scorpio. And then I got to go to Sagittarius. And then I got to go to Capricorn. And then I got to go to Aquarius. You see that? And technically, there isn't anything in Aquarius. But we do see that within orb, we have vertex there. You see vertex? Vertex is there. And I kind of drew in something in Pisces just to have, like at 0 degrees Pisces, I said I was going to draw something in to go within like the orb aspect, to be within it exactly at 120 degrees. Well, maybe not exactly. It was 1 degree off. But technically, vertex is also part of this trine. So this means we have recognized with Humea an out of sign trine with vertex, because it's approximately 120 degrees away, because it's approximately 5 signs away. 5 signs away is 120 degrees, unless you're literally going to count out, which you can. When I did 5 signs, that's, let me change my color again. You recognize that there's 30 degrees within every sign, right? So we're going to jump by 30 degrees. So we go to 30 degrees of Scorpio. That's 30. Technically, that's 30 degrees, right? From 29 Libra to 29 Scorpio is 30 degrees. And we're going to do the same thing until we get to our final destination, which is 29 degrees of Aquarius. So that's 30, 60, 90, and we're adding 30 more to 90, and that takes us to 120. That takes us to 120 degrees away. Now, I drew that in, that red dot there at 0 degrees, to make it simpler, so that you weren't like, wait a minute, how can Vesta possibly be part of this? Well, it's 5 degrees outside of the exact degree. But if we were using an orb of 5 degrees, Vesta would be included in this. And it's not stretching the rules. A typical orb, whenever you're doing astrology, you guys have heard me say it before. Many astrology software, actually most astrology softwares, will say, well, using an orb of 7 degrees, right? And this would be using an orb of 5 degrees, which means 5 degrees before the 120 that I marked off, or 5 degrees after. And when I say what I marked off, we started at 29 degrees. And so we were looking for exactly 29 degrees of Aquarius. But we saw, well, we don't have anything at exactly 29. But look, G drew something in for the sake of this presentation at 0. I could have drawn something in at 29, but I wanted to show you what an out of sign trine looks like. So at 0 degrees Pisces, that would give us an out of sign trine to this Humea down here. Make sense? That's what an out of sign trine looks like. And vertex, using an orb of 5 degrees, vertex is also part of an out of sign trine with this Humea. It looks like that little stick figure there. That's Humea right there. It's a bit pixelated right there. Yep, that's Humea. So you see, she's at 29, which is why understanding the degrees and the rules for those degrees are really important. Okay. So you see how it's easy to recognize trines when they're within the same elements, right? So if we were to look for an earth trine, let's look for an earth trine, but let's expand our orb a little bit. So I'm going to change my color out here. Well, actually, we're going to go to blue. And I'm going to go with Pluto. All right. So Pluto's right there, right? Pluto's at 2842. I'm going to draw a line. I got to go look in Earth at 2842. I see Elgo up there. Do you see Elgo up there? I see a kitty cat moving. I see Elgo right here at 26, which is fine because I set an orb of a few degrees, so it matches it. It works. She wants to eat this. Anytime she sees a wire, she's like, that's mine. I got dibs on that. And then let's move down and see if we see anything in Virgo. Woo, we got something at 27. We got Persephone at 27. That's the light. You cannot have it. She's like, but it's the perfect height for my cheeks. I know it's the perfect height for your cheeks, beautiful. I know. Did you guys hear her? I just got to keep rubbing her head. That'll keep her. I'm sorry about the bouncies with the screen. I'm just having a hard time. So we started at Capricorn and we're going to go to Elgo. You see that? Technically, if I widen my thing, my orb, I could even include Uranus in that because Uranus is at 2254. You see that? Which would be 23 degrees, right? So we could even draw a trine to Uranus, but it's Pluto. And the rule with Pluto, this is why you got to know all the rules. Because technically, with the rules, you really only pay attention to Pluto when it comes down to the minutes. So it would be the degree and the minutes have to match because Pluto is so far away that the minutes matter a whole bunch with Pluto energy because it's usually very deep and internal and underneath. And it's not until we get closer to the minutes that it becomes material and tangible, right? Think of your plumbing in your home. You usually know there's a problem until it erupts through the kitchen sink. And you're like, oh, shit, okay, we got a problem. But it didn't just begin that day, right? Yeah. Shit was underneath the surface doing its thing, building up and backing up and whatnot. So now getting back to Pluto again right here, this Pluto over here, right? We're going to draw a line from this Pluto and Capricorn over to Virgo 2730 because we're calling that in a trine. It's an earth trine, you see? And that means that Elgo and this Persephone at 27 are trining. So I'm going to draw a line to connect those two. You see that? So those are very close to the exact trines of 120 degrees away. Okay. And those are easy to spot because they are in the same element. It's when they are outside of the element that it's tricky. And look, I think we have another example here. I'm going to continue using Persephone, 27 degrees in 30 minutes. We're going to give a 3-degree orb on this, right? Because I know there's something out of sign that's actually going to trine. And what is it? Can anybody see it? You might not be able to because the chart isn't as big as I would like for it to be. But let's go backwards. We're starting at Persephone. Let's do our magic. Let's go backwards. We're going to count backwards and we're going to go 120 degrees. So we're starting at Persephone with 1. Let me change the color up. We'll go pink. We'll start here. So this is 1 starting at Persephone. We go to the next sign and we got to go to 27 degrees of Leo because we're going backwards. So 1, 2, right? 3. It's 5 signs away, right? 4. We got to go 5 signs away, right? 5. Do you see that? That's an opposition, G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 was Taurus. My bad. Let me go back. So let's do this over again so it makes sense. Number 1 is Virgo. So number 2, I'm going to do another color just to reiterate this. Number 1 is Virgo. Number 2 is Leo. Number 3 is Cancer. Number 4 is Gemini. And number 5 would be Taurus. Number 5 would be Taurus, right? And it would be Taurus at the late degrees. And that was where I made the mistake. I drew my Gemini line too close. It should have been here because we were going to the 20s. And that's how I made that mistake. So the 20s, 27, we got Elgo at 26. You see that? So it can get complicated because you have to remember that degree. And so to knock this one home yet again, I'm going to go black this time because I'm drawing my lines incorrectly. I'm just struggling. So just bear with me, guys. My brain and my hand, and I don't know. It's just like I can't draw these circles for some reason. So 27 degrees, that's number 1. We have to keep going to the 27 of the next line over. That's number 2. That's number 3. So we go to 27 to Gemini next, which it's not, you don't see one. I just got to kind of pretend that there's one there, right? You got to pretend that there's one there. That's number 4. Okay, thank you. And then to get number 5, we're going to go to 27 degrees of Taurus. And what do we got? Elgo. You see that? Elgo is at 2629, 27 degrees of Taurus. Close enough. Close enough. Knowing, practicing it and seeing it, and then eventually over time, your eye kind of catches those things and you see them. And so I thought I was going to add the sextiles in here. This one took me forever to do. I apologize. We will put the sextiles in a separate video. Thank you for your patience and for your waiting. And hopefully maybe I'll edit some of this out. I don't know. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Relax, baby girl. She walked up to me and just kind of took her head and crashed it into my leg like, what's going on up there? All right, we got to get this video done for the 100th time. Taffy, please, baby, please. Are you going to let me do this? Huh? Let me see. What's going on? What's going on with your sleepy face? Huh? Yeah, hi. Hi. Yes, baby girl. I see you. Yes, baby girl. I see you.